Hey there, it's good to see you. I hope you're having an outstanding day today. Thank you so much for taking the time to check out where I am with month 9, Pan That Palette. It's going super well. I've hit my stride with this palette. I really have enjoyed reaching for it with fall makeup and fall trends, especially since I got my hair done and I've kind of got a little bit of like the amaretto vibe going through. I've really just been digging this palette. So I'm coming up with lots of different eye looks that are really working for me, and I'm making tons of progress on this palette. So I think I'm gonna hit my goals for finishing the next 3 or 4 shades for the end of this month. So if you like the makeup I'm wearing, I recently filmed to Get Ready With Me for this very vampy look a couple of days ago. I will go on and include it in the card above. And then yesterday's look that it's the same kind of color combo with creme brulee and cherry cordial and triple fudge and all that. I will go on and also link that in the card above because so much fun. It has been awesome to really have the inspiration and Project Pan and just really make progress with my makeup, but enjoy the collection I have. So as we get into Pan That Palette, some of my palette has changed because I did need to go on and repress some shades. At this point, I have been able to hit pan, hit pan if not finish all 16 shades of this palette. So let me show you where I was in the month of August, and then I'll kind of show you where I am today. Okay, here is the palette today. Like I said, this has been so much fun, but it is gonna look a little bit different. I was finally able to hit pan and Gilded Ganache, but I went on and repressed it because when you repress Gilded Ganache, it actually helps bring out a little bit more of the green tones. It's still a brown shadow with gold shimmer in it, but it does take on much more of a green appearance if you pair it with a very olive tone base or a green base. So it actually kind of helped if you've hit pan in it to go on and repress it. That way it's a little bit more of a functional shade. It's quite weak on its own, but it does make it a little bit more wearable. I've also gone through and I repressed Amaretto because it was flaking. I have hit pan in it, but I'm gonna go on and continue working on this next month and beyond. I've also hit pan in Hot Chocolate, but I went on and repressed it because when I use it, it is getting to the point where, it was hard to get my brush in the corner, so I went on and just pressed it. Now it's pretty far down in the pan. As for the shadows that I am really just working hard on, I'm going hard on Creme Brulee because I want to finish that by the end of the month. I think I'm going to be able to do that, especially, with the looks I've worn lately. I foiled it, so it's helped me to use a little bit more. I'm also hoping to use Hazelnut by the end of September because I'm using it as a shimmery bronzer. That is going extremely well. I'm enjoying this shade. It's been a very easy go-to and it's not too over the top. So I went on and repressed it because my brush was just not picking up product when I had it around the edges of the pan. So that's all that's left. Salted Caramel. Again, I'm hoping to finish this by the end of September. It's that easy best friend shade, a standard in a lot of our beloved neutral palettes. So I'm going to go on and work through this, and then I'm going to move either into my Lorac Mega Pro palette, or I also have a warm brown in my Z palette that I'm thinking of just going on and substituting in because it works really well with the whole vibe of this palette. I'm still working on White Chocolate. I did have a chunk of it kind of come off on this side of the pan, so it crumbled everywhere. I didn't repress it. I'm just going to continue working with White Chocolate as is because there's a lot of shadow in there, but it did kind of help a little bit to have just that slight chunk fall off, but this is going to be one that takes me all the way into the end of December to finish. I've also been stepping back into Cherry Cordial. I'm wearing it with this eye look. I also paired it, if you want to look using the shade of Candied Violet. I brought in my Too Faced Sugar Pop palette because I cannot get enough of that lately. I've really been enjoying that palette in multiple ways. So That is another look that looks really beautiful with Cherry Cordial. And then as far as the rest of the palette, I'm just going to continue on panning those couple of looks. I am going to put on a couple more Get Ready With Me's because like I said, with the fall makeup, I've really been inspired lately with this palette. I have different ideas of how I'm incorporating my Justice League Panning Challenge items, especially that a Wonder Woman shade. You're probably sick of hearing me talk about it, but that bronzy copper is perfect with a lot of the tones going on in this palette. So it's been very, very easy. Also the Aquaman shade with that teal, it's been really easy to pair it in with the jewel tones of this palette, or even a royal blue. So if you're wanting some inspiration with makeup out of your collection, bring out those jewel tones. It's very easy to work them in with your neutral shadows. Oh, let me talk about the other one that I'm looking to finish, Triple Fudge. Can you see this? I am like at the last little bit, and I've made a ton of progress on this shadow because not only am I using it in my brows, I'm also using it to align my upper lash line. So it's really starting to go. I'm not even having to use it as an eyeshadow at this point anymore because there's just not a whole lot left. So fingers crossed that I'm going to be able to finish that by the end of September. If not, it's going to be pretty soon after. So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling really good about this palette that I'm going to be able to move out 1, 2, 3, hopefully, well, guaranteed 4. Hopefully this one will be finished. There is still quite a bit of product in there. And then I'm really going to be making progress on Cherry Cordial. And then the next one is going to be, I really need to start working on Amaretto again and Gilded Ganache. That is one thing though, like looking at this palette, Amaretto, like it's one of the prettiest, like easiest shades to work with, but it's the one that I'm kind of left uninspired by. So I've been, you know, kind of looking at different color combinations to shake things up and see how I might wear it, because it's the one shade in this palette that I'm kind of a little bit indifferent about, on the fence, and it's because I've panned that shade quite a few times at this point between Lorac Pro, Steel in the Light, and then now with Too Faced Chocolate Bar Palette. It's kind of like I need to shake things up a little bit. So that's about it. I wish you all the best as you continue to pan your palettes. It is like so motivating to see your videos and to see your photos and see how you're using shadows, because I know like right now, maybe it's just the weather change, or maybe it's just wanting to bring in some pizzazz and zest to our beauty routines or whatnot, but there is so much inspiration all around. It has been a lot of fun so far with coming up with new looks and just kind of venturing out, because that's one thing I want to share as encouragement. If you're panning a palette, don't be afraid to tackle shades that you may not like out of your palette, because I know for me, I've commented on this so many times with photos and videos, but the shades that I always end up loving are the ones that I initially kind of turn my nose up at. Like I think they're going to be too hard to work with, or they're going to be just too dark or whatever, because those shades really push me to think. They push me to try new things, whereas a lot of times those easy shades, I get kind of bored. Let's get honest, because you know they're easy, you know they're stock, and it's fun and it's fine to have those, but don't be afraid to like push yourself outside of your comfort zone and try something new, because you may just shock yourself with how much you love a color combination, or how the finish of something looks on your eyes or whatnot. So have fun shopping your stash. Be on the lookout. I'm gonna have some more Get Ready With Me's coming, because like I said, the Too Faced Chocolate Bar is really just tons of ideas are flowing, and I'm looking at the rest of my collection thinking, how am I gonna, you know, bring in some more color, and I've got like an olive look planned with Gilded Ganache and a gold look planned with Gilded Ganache, and I'm working with Amaretto to figure out what I want to do, and I'm trying different things with Strawberry Bonbon, because that's another one that I'm kind of like, yeah, it's a little bit of a weak shade, but I'm trying to figure out how to make it work. So I'm going to keep those Get Ready With Me's coming, and I hope that you will join me on the ride and try out some new things and have some fun with your makeup. So that's it. Take care, and I look forward to catching up with you real soon. See ya.